Hey, folks, welcome back. Welcome back to the show. All right, welcome back to MonroeVac 360. I'm Wayne. I am the vacuum repair coach. How's that? I'll take that, man. I'll take that. Whatever you want to call me, it's fine. I'm good with it. Okay, so today we're going to be covering the spin wave. I have one that has no power. Now, there's a couple of reasons, and we'll explore. So that's the idea of the show. Really, you know what it is? It's really giving you the power back. Um, Look, I could have agreements with companies. It doesn't mean that I have to look the other way if, because then you're not being honest. You know what I mean? It's almost like the newscasters, right? If you are vying for one side, at least let me know that you're vying for one side. Don't act as if you're neutral when you're really just kind of vying for one side, because then everything you say is skewed, right? And if I am afraid to call out a design flaw just because I lean towards a company or I like this company, then I'm doing an injustice to you who are expecting me to be as honest as possible about what my take on this thing, and it's not a fabricated take. Like, I'm not being fed some words to say to appease you, to kind of lean you in a direction. And if that's the case, then I'll let you know. Listen, I'm selling so and so, right? And I think you should get it, right? And then I give you my pitch. And so you know what the deal is. You know, I'm a salesperson for XYZ wireless, blah, 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 right? I'm not coming in as if I am just a concerned citizen about communications. And then all of a sudden you see me pitching you cell service for wireless, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you understand? Okay, so that's kind of the attitude that I approach these things at. So that's why sometimes when we do shop talk and we're just talking about random things in the culture and politics, I seem to for a lot of people, they say, "Man, you've got to be on the right and all this stuff." And I say, you know what? You know why you have to start at the right? I learned now. Like, I grew up in a very structured home. They went to church every Sunday, things like that, and you follow certain rules, etiquette to family, the way you treat your elders and things of that nature, and the way you speak in public when your parents are handling business. You don't just come and just start, acting a fool but I really do think that if you start at a basic foundation and things, just like zero base. I have some shirts called zero base, going back to the base, going back to the beginning, start at zero, and just build from there. If you build societies like that, or if you approach your problems like that, okay, let's start at the beginning. What is it supposed to be doing at the very beginning? And then we can build. And I think when it comes to like rules of society and cultures and stuff, like even business structures in a business, it's best to have a kind of a base line, call it conservative if you will, um, foundation, very strong structured foundation, not an ever changing foundation, not an ever um, switching based on priorities based on who's paying us more foundation, but a very base foundation. And then we can negotiate all the different things we want to add to it, we want to improve on it. But if you start at a fluid foundation to your society, to your thinking, to your um and when I say fluid to your thinking, um if, let's say for example, you're a scientist, okay, and you have a fundamental understanding of the structures of things. On top of that, now we can flow. Let's flow, okay? Because if I don't have a fundamental understanding of what's up and down, or what electricity is, okay? I can't get creative of how to use electricity if my fundamental is just wishy-washy. So that's kind of where I come from. So I'm not bashing on, you know, the people who are very progressive on that side. It's just that you can lead with that when you're constantly wishy-washy on your stance on these things. Okay, so I prefer to just start at the base, and then I can negotiate up. I give my kids a base structure on how to live their life, how to operate in the house, and then we can negotiate the things you can do. Like, okay, we can negotiate later. Okay. But you know the rules, right? Anyway, I'm done with that because I had a few comments. I have a couple of things thrown at me and some and I just something you want to clear things up. And people try to trap you into just saying to this little gotcha thing, and it's like, I get it. I think we all do it to some extent. But just know that you just stand your position, and just make sure your position is based off of good fundamentals. Because if it's wishy washy, it'll just get exposed. Okay, and then you'll get exposed if you're not honest. Anyway, that's that. Let's talk about what's happening with our merch store. All right, and I am just kind of patiently getting myself together here because I'm still clicking away at some things. All right, while we do this. All right, so anyway, guys, if anybody want to find parts, bags, supplies, um, visit our store, MonroeVacuums.com. Want to get one of our T-shirts? Visit gmartshirts.com. If you have a suggestion for shirt or a series of shirts, please, feel free. I I'm totally open to suggestions. And where's Larry, man? I'm looking to see if I have Larry in the house here. Larry suggested I get a wireless mic. I'm gonna look into that. What's good though is that my mic is not muted right now. If any one of you have been with my live recordings, you've noticed that that's a common theme, but I'm overcoming those limitations. Okay, I'm not afraid to call my limitations out. All right, and don't forget, now we have backpacks available. Okay, and we would like for you guys, if you want to get an extra backpack vacuum for your garage or for just regular clean around the house, pick one up from us. Okay, go to MonroeVacuums.com and order one of these backpacks. They're normally $3.99 and more. Some places sell them for close to 500. But these things are great. Other backpacks out there are still good. I'm not. Look, of course, I'm going to focus on this. But if you say, hey, Wayne, can you get a hold of a protein? Just get on me with it, and because we do have access. Some of my clients do order proteins from me. Just happened to be on sale right now. Okay, all right, and that's about it for that. So I got a comment of the week. So we're gonna give some big ups to some nice folks. Um, I have someone that said, now the reason, now again, our channel is designed to give you the power back, right? It is designed to make sure that you have some way of finding a solution, or at least I'm gonna give you like your starting point, like start down this road, and maybe someone else will pick it up. Like my son runs 4x4s and 4x8s and all that stuff. So you're gonna pass the baton to the next guy who's gonna grab it and take it and run with it, right? And so I may not have all the answers, and that's the idea of platforms like these, because you're allowed to surf through and find somebody that's gonna help you. Okay, but let me share some comments that we had, and then we're gonna get into our main thing here. Okay, all right. So here's one that I like, and it came in this week. Let's switch it over. All right. So Jack Hewitt 969 said, so I was so close to buying a new one. Took me a while, but after I saw your, let me go back down here because my face is covering some of this. Hold on. Let me see if I can scroll down so you can see what I'm seeing. Hold on. How's that? Can you see that? All right. I saw your video that fixed everything, super easy, right? Super easy to follow. Never used the accessories, so I didn't cross my mind. Thank you. Okay, so this is talking about the Hoover Power Scrub, and the Hoover Power Scrub was leaking at the quick connect. So that's when he said, or she said, Jax, it's probably probably he, but you never know, right? When Jack said, never use the accessory, so I didn't cross my mind. Well, what it is that the leak was coming through the accessory connect. It's a little pump, okay? And for some reason, that's kind of defective, and for a lot of units, I'm not saying all of them. And when the water passes through that, in order to get to for it to be available for the hose, okay, that means the quick connect is like this, guys. The water has to constantly be flowing through that spot in order the moment you put that hose on, the water needs to be available for that. It's not like you have to hit another switch to say, okay guys, send water to the hose. So the water is always running in that direction, always running through that connect. So at the moment you connect your hose, you can just squeeze the trigger and that water will shoot through the hose. So what's happening when people are using the upright, the water does have to pass through that section to get to be ready to use. Okay, now there are two tubings available. One is going straight to the floor, and one is going to the hose. Okay, to the hose connect, and that's the part that was leaking. So anyway, that's that. Said enough of that. All right. So I'm glad I saved this person from buying a new one. So you are more than welcome, Jax. You're definitely welcome. Now, this person also, let me see here. Okay, this person, this must have came in today. I think this one came in today, and I responded to them. Let me see this one here. Where is it at? This video was very helpful. Thank you very much. All right. This was about the Bissell Liftoff Shampooer. All right. You are welcome. I said you're welcome. My pleasure. All right. So the last one for the day. All right. So hi. Very helpful video. Took mine apart and when I put the water tank back on, it begins to leak from the bottom. And of that white cylinder, you called it a stack. Okay, great. The bottom is attached to the stack, and when I pulled it up, the cylinder came out, but the bottom of the cylinder remains in the unit. Is it supposed to be open at the bottom? Okay, so now what it is, guys, I'm trying to see, trying to see. Guys, you're gonna see me with new glasses, okay? If you know some of my old videos, I never wore glasses at all, and I actually like the way I look without the glasses. That's me. You have your own personal preference. You're allowed to, and I prefer shades. If I'm gonna put glasses on, got some shades here. Well, these are old shades, but these are old shades. These are old. Like that shade's cool. I prefer shades. Shades just give you another look to you, right? But I can't see with the shades. So I got these, man, and these got bifocal films at the bottom here, you know. And and sometimes I still can't see through this damn thing. So I'm gonna have to go get myself checked out again. All right. So this is what's happening with that stack. The stack is a white. It's I don't know. Just think about this pump here. Think about something like this. And the stack, it's not exactly like this, all right? But it's like a white cylinder in the bottom. If you're looking at the machine from the front left section, if you're standing over the machine, it's on the bottom right near the clean shot, near the stuff that spray out for stain removals, right? And you know what I'm gonna do, guys? I'm gonna do I have I'm gonna order one because I want to test it. I want to test this. The stack has a purpose, and I'm thinking it's probably another holding area. Maybe I don't see the stack. I gotta check and see if it's connected to a vacuum hose. I gotta double check, guys, because if the just like with the Hoover, just like with the Hoover, right? Think about it. I bypass the quick connect only because if you're n- if the main purpose of a Hoover shampoo or any shampoo is to shampoo the carpet, if it's an upright. If it's an upright, the main purpose is to shampoo the carpet. Fair enough? Okay? That's the main purpose. The additional benefit is that, hey, you can also do your upholstery. Okay? So you wouldn't want to throw it away because of that extra thing. Hey, you can also get this. But wait, right? Um, so if you bought it to shampoo the carpet and the upholstery is an extra thing, you can do without the extra thing if that thing is not available for purchase. Now, recently, some other manufacturers are making those parts. Okay, I was able to find some on Amazon. I wonder if it's still there. But the direct distributors, if you go into a repair shop, a lot of these guys won't be able to get access to it unless they order it from Amazon and put it on for you. But then it's gonna cost more than they normally would have charged you to fix that part. Okay, and I'm not sure if it's coming out of one of these other countries, China, whatever places like that, that's making the aftermarket stuff. But if that thing is causing a problem, I don't know. Maybe someone could 3D print one. Okay, but if that thing is causing a problem, I want to see if we can bypass that. So look out for that video. Okay. Um, because you know why? You know why I'm thinking the original Bissell Revolution don't have that. Okay. What's okay? I'm supposed to be going into something else, but I'm getting a train of thought here. Okay. I have a train of thought here. Think with me on this one. All right, and just bear with me. Okay. Right. The original Bissell Revolution don't have the the stack. They don't have the stack. It just have the I got something trying to interrupt my video. Get out of here. It doesn't have the stack. That means the stack is added as a other thing, right? Just like the upholstery cleaning parts of the Bissell. Okay, I'll give you an example. I'm gonna get to this, guys. Let me make sure I don't overdo it. Um, because a lot of the times when I have these, it's coming at me. I'm not in front of the camera, and so you're here with me as I'm going through this. Okay, so just think about it for a second. You bought a Bissell Revolution to shampoo the carpet, right? You said, "Wow, look at that! They have a Pet Pro." Oh, wow, it's a bigger one. It's the front is even easier to lift off, right? Let me get that one. Okay. Oh, they have the clean shot thing to it. Everything else is the same pretty much, but they got this new clean shot thing where if I step on the pedal on the side, it can shoot water out the front. I think that the stack is like a staging mechanism to help control some of that water flow because it needs water to be on standby for the clean shot, I believe. Remember that water is constantly flowing for the hose. So that's on the moment you turn it on, the water for the hose is coming out, okay? And it's dammed up at that little pump section where you attach the hose, the water now continues to flow through the hose. Okay. The moment you insert your hose, it releases a dam and it lets the water continue to flow through the hose. Okay. And then the water for the floor only releases when you squeeze the trigger. Okay, keep that in mind. So the water only releases when you squeeze the trigger. The water for the floor, for the hose is constantly flowing, and then the stack, it needs a place for that water to store. So when you hit that stack button, I think that first shot is the water that's in the reservoir, the stack. And then if you have to use more, it fills back up. I don't think it just, I think, so anyway, Look out for that one. I'm thinking, man, this is how I process it. And I'm sorry to be so long-winded on that one, but I had to get my thoughts out. I'm going to do that. Look out for that video. All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Let's get over to this thing. We did the backpacks and comments. Okay, so this is the schematics for the Bissell SpinWave. Now, there's certain parts you can get on this thing and certain parts you just can't get. And let me see if I can I enlarge in this? Let me see if I can enlarge this section here. Just want to see the section that have the parts. Let me see something. Okay, so if you look at the top, you have your handle, right? Basic handle, okay? That controls your no steam and putting the steams on, right? You have your what's number 4? Number 4. What's number 4? Let me move my picture out the way here. Let me see what number 4 is. I'm in the way of number 4. Give me a second. What's number 4? Number 4 is the clean tank cap. What is number 4? Where's number 4 at? Are you serious? Come on, Wayne. Find yourself. Find yourself. Find yourself. I see it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. See, number 4, guys, is right next to the is right here. It's right next to the machine. That little box, that triangular shape, right next to the machine there. That's number 4. All right, let me see if I can kind of slide it over. See that right there? Boom. That's number 4. Number 1 is the handle. Number 5, really, that looks like the cap. Okay, and number 4 looks like the bottle. I'm not sure why it said that the other just now. And then you have the bottom, which is all of the stuff that's going on. All right, so now I have a SpinWave here that has no power. As for, I'm gonna check it again. I'm gonna have you kind of be there with me while I check. But there are just certain parts you just can't get. Now, if you need to replace this cord for the SpinWave, it looks like you would have to. Let me look at my parts again. You would have to order the entire. Let's see it. Body and cord assembly. Number 3. Okay. See that number 3 right there? You would have to order this entire thing if your cord is a problem. So I don't know what's causing the problem with the what you call it, with the power right now. It could be the cord, it could be a power switch, it could be a circuit board. But we're going to take it apart. You're going to be here with me. We're going to find out what's going on, and if there's a fix. Now there's the added uh, obstacle of having the circuit board for someone who's at home who don't do this all the time. Yes, that's definitely there. So if you're a tinkerer at the house, let's at least get you as far as diagnosing the power switch and possibly the cord. And then beyond that, you may need some advanced knowledge on circuit boards to go and diagnose the circuit board stuff. And I'm actually up in my game on that because I realize that's the future. That's what's coming. Okay. Um, I've already said it before, robot vacuums and automated style vacuuming, whether it's the way it is now with these little circular disc robot vacuums, or they're going to be more of an upright versions in the future. But I see that is the way. It's going to be smart cleaning, AI style cleaning, and all that stuff is going to have to do with circuit boards. So I am going to have to go in that direction in my knowledge in order for me to continue to even work on these machines. So I realized that I have a limited knowledge on circuit boards. Right now, I can detect communication between these different points and things like that. I soldered. There are times I had to remove resistors and put in new ones and fuses and stuff like that. But real intimate knowledge I don't have. But anyway, here we go, folks. Let's get over here. Up my overhead. I have a whole bunch of stuff on my desk. Let's see. Yeah, let me move my mic with me. And let me see if I can open up my chat area because I don't have that open right now. And just in case somebody wants to say hi, I want to be there. Okay. Let me see what I have here. Give me a moment, folks. So if you are saying hi to me, I'm not able to see it right now. Okay. Let's open up. Open up. Open up. All right. No one said hi. It's okay. It's all righty. Pop up chat. All right. Okay. So now the chat just popped up. It's ready to go. All right. So let's move this stuff. Move my phone out the way. Move my little cutter. I was doing some shirts. Put this stuff out the way. My trash. All right. Kirby stuff. All right. Let's look at this thing, man. If you're here to hang out. You know what? You know what I would be happy with if I do this stuff with my kids as much as I can, you know. And there's some things you just can't, man. I mean, if especially when you're busy and everything is moving so fast and their interest isn't where you are, their interest is in their gaming and all the other stuff. You know, sons, both of them are fairly busy with after, running and baseball and stuff like that. So, so you already kind of push them to do all these other things, but then now I say, hey, let's help me build this thing over here. Help me change the spark plug. Help me cut the grass. Help me. So, because I'm trying to make sure that they have a little aptitude for taking care of themselves. Physical things. You know, um, my mom taught me that, hey, Wayne, you better learn how to cook for yourself. You don't want what'd you say? You don't want a woman um what was it again? She told me you don't want a woman um we call it black, it's not blackmail. She didn't say blackmail, but almost like holding my food hostage. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how many parents told their kids that, but mine did. And my mom is serious business, man. No joke. Man, no joke. And you just kind of hope that the stuff that they tell you, you're able to pass it on, you know? All right, here we go, folks. Let's look at this. Let's see if we can make quick work of this thing. All right, so now this is your spin wave right here. Okay. And um down here is going to be a base motor. There's like a motor block down here. I don't think I have to go here right now. Okay. But I would like to for people to see this. This actually operate on an opposite direction. So one of these things you're going to be turning this way to lock it, and the other way you're going to be turning the other way to lock it. It's going to be opposite than what you're used to. If you're ever going to take that stuff off to service it, okay, just remember that. But let me get in up top here. First, let's plug it in. Let's test our. Let's test the. Did I, I had a I had a beer back there. Like, there, I got my beer. It's like, oh my God. What kind do you like? Oh, okay. Let me try to get this plugged in. Give me a second, folks. I'm sorry to give you my back here. I thought I had this closer to me. I didn't. How's that? You good? Okay. Oh, you didn't even see me turn around. All right. Okay. I'm telling you guys, I am sold on the idea of having not just a smart camera, not just a sensor camera, but an AI camera that I can actually talk to, and I can tell it to move left, or it can remember my patterns or something. That's the real one that for me, that would be real. That's a real AI thing. All right, so this is your tank. Okay. Seems simple enough. It's slightly different from Bissell's, slightly different. If you look at this, Bissell's normal thing is it's a little different. Let me see the poke. Look like the poke is here. Yep. Yep, that's what releases the water. So when it sits on this thing here, let me show you. See if you can see it. When it sits on this, okay, this pokey this pokey knob here is what will trigger this to release the water. Okay? All right, so that's how that works. All right. So but we're not having a problem with water coming out. So let's not worry about this right now. Okay. All right. Our problem is for power. Shit. Give me a second, folks. Let's try to turn it on. Okay, so we're pushing this power button here. Golly, can you see me? Power button is here, and we have no power. Okay, so I'm gonna unplug this right now, and I'm listening for a click. Give me a second. Listening for. Okay, it could be the switch could be fine. The switch could be the problem. Let's see. Let's break open this thing. Huh? What do you say? Let's go in. All right, where's my I need a longer screwdriver. Probably a longer drill bit. I don't want to spend an hour trying to unscrew this thing. I prefer to go right in. Let's check it out, guys. All right. Man, the space is real skinny. Let me see something. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go in with just a real thin screwdriver. The space is like razor thin. I wouldn't dare tell you that Bissell was trying to make sure you can't mess with this. No way. These guys wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that. Oh my God. Here we go. All right. So there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It look like there's about 9 or 10 screws. A little overkill, but it's better to be safe than sorry, right? All right. Huh. Guys, I'm gonna try to get a plug closer to me. I want to test something. Something I just did something. I want to test it. Ah, this messed up my light. I hope my light didn't change too much. Oh man, it did. Wow. Okay, hope you guys can bear with me with the light. All right, don't worry about it. Okay, don't worry about the light. Um, let me plug this back in. Give me a second. Plug this back in. Okay. All right. Didn't fix it. What it was, right? This wasn't snapped in all the way, and I just like to just every possibility explore it. Okay. All right. So the zero base idea of this, when I say that, is okay. The power comes in from the cord. Okay. When you don't know where to check and it's a power issue, start with the cord because that's the base. That's the very beginning of your trip. Is that the power has to go from your wall to your cord. I want to show you something here while I do this. Um, I'm going to show you Bissell's. They have their own way of trying to give you a. Let me see if I can do this. Can I do both of these? Can I do all of these at the same time? Hold on, let me see. No, I can't. But I will share this with you, okay? Here you go. Let's play this. Okay. And there's really got to be no volume with this, but I do want you to at least, they're going to have you check your cord. These are some of the troubleshooting. Um, Okay, they want to make sure that the socket is actually doing this thing. Is going to have you check your breaker. That's what they're telling you there, to check your breaker. Okay. Um, so if you notice what they're doing is checking the base. Go to the main source. What's happening first? The first step is getting electricity to you. That's the first step. Okay, that's the first step. And then they have other things like, you see that if you press too much, it shuts it off. If you Some people try to press down on like shampoos to get them to clean better and suck up more, and some people try to step on this to get it to scrub better. Okay, and some that doesn't do the trick all the time. Okay, so this is Bissell's little troubleshooting. Here's another one for you that was showing you just basic tips if you have low steam and stuff like that. But you know what? I'm not even going to get into that one. Let's just go back to let's go back to ours. But just to show you that they also say the same thing, is go back to the source. Okay, see where your if you have a problem with getting power to the machine. Now, I know that my power connections are good because I use it for other things. And okay, take a look at this bad boy here. So this is what I was saying. You like that, right? It's kind of crazy. This. Some people are like, okay, well, that's it. I don't need to go any further. Oh my gosh. I don't need to go any further. Why do I even need to go any further the moment I see this? Listen, I think the same thing. Okay? It's like if this thing is on the warranty, folks, if it's on the warranty, use your warranty. Okay? Use your warranty. This is not something you want to be doing. Okay? If you don't have to. All right? Use your warranty. If you're just watching this video, so you have at least an idea of what I'm doing, or what the shop is supposed to be looking for, that's fine. But if you don't feel like touching this thing, I don't blame you. Okay, this is the moment you see something like this, it's like, unless you have experience with it. Okay, let me this camera start. Okay, good. Okay, so really right now, what I want to do is I want to test my cord. Okay, I want to make sure that the cord is actually bringing electricity in. Okay, and let me see if I should have it here. I took one to the office and I kept one here. So I should have it. Give me a second. I'm looking for my micrometer. All right, like I like to say, micrometer. It's a meter. It's a small meter. A micrometer. No shit, this thing was on all the time, burning my batteries, man. Okay. All right. So let's remove this. We need to find where this power cord is going first. All right. So let's uh let's remove. Let me see what we have here. One, two. We have three screws. Okay. No, we're not gonna mess with nothing else right now, guys. Because if it goes to the circuit board here, okay. They don't sell the circuit board. They make this whole body available. Even if you just want to replace your cord, you have to buy the whole body, right? Um, but it's possible that you can replace the cord itself, without having to buy the whole body. And this is what we're trying to figure out. Okay. So I'm not messing with I'm not messing with that right now. And also the power switch. I want to make sure the power switch is doing its job. Okay. So let me do this real quick. Let me plug this back in. All right. Before I test my cord. And let me hit the power switch directly. Okay. And make sure this is done. Make sure that this wasn't missing the mark. This little tapping thing here. Okay. All right, let me plug it back in. All right, you with me? Okay. All right, let's try this. Okay, hold on. Let's turn it this way. Okay. Okay, fine. Let's turn it. Let's unplug it. Yeah. All right. So what we're gonna do right now, okay? All we want to do is just separate. This is the power cord going in. Hold on. Let me move it. Let me move it this way. A little bit. Yeah. Can you see that now? Okay. So this is the power cord. Okay. This is your power cord right here. Okay. And it's going into the system. What we're going to do real quick, we're going to separate it and we're going to check the continuity of this and just see if if the cord itself is doing its job. Okay. I'm looking for pliers. Give me a second and a cutter. All right. I have a needle nose. I may have to just work with a needle nose. So I'm going to cut this little thing right here. Okay. All right. So what it looks like the red is a hot wire, and it looks like this is our neutral. Okay. Even though this is black, right? Even though this is black, um, it's what connects to the neutral wire. And a lot of times the wire that have the heat, if you look on it, it'll have like engravings on the wire, the side of the wire that have all the little etchings and wording. If you look very closely, that's normally the live. Okay, normally. All right, here we go. Let's squeeze this and get this separated. Now, so far, this is not something that is beyond the average person. All we did was take the screws out, okay, and take the screws out of this box so we can move it out the way, okay, and now we're just pulling this apart because we want to test the ends. That's all we're doing, okay. There's no magic here yet, okay. All right, so remember, we know which one the live is. The live is the one that has now look at it. Both of these are mashed. I don't know if you can see this. Let me try to lift this up. Now, sometimes this happens though. Look, let me show you. It may not be the factor, but I'm just telling you what to look out for other things. Look at this. Now you see the wire. You see how it may not be a factor for some, but some some machines it is. You see how it's dented there like that. Sometimes it's too much for wiring, and it'll separate. Now it may not be the case, but sometimes that's what it is. Okay. All right. So now let's hook up our little meter here. We're gonna turn it to down to here, 200. All right. I hate doing this. Let me show you. I hate doing this. Look at that. It makes me look a lot older than I am. What does it say? You know that meme? It was a meme I saw. I had it a couple weeks ago where it was a baboon, I think it was, and he said, "This is how my dad used to check my homework." He had a cigarette in his mouth and he was looking like this, like, "Yo, what, what does it say?" Oh God, I'm there. Going you, man. All right, all right. So let's get the other end of the cord. What we're gonna do, right? We're gonna get this. We're gonna stick this in like this. Okay. And then we're going to get the other side and we're going to see which side has a reaction. Now, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. If someone knows the answer to this, I've I remember studying it and then I forgot it. You see how you have the big side here and there's a wide on every plug. But not everyone. Not everyone has that. Most plugs. you have this thin side and you have a wide side. See that? Okay. And I believe one correspond with the other. Like one of these is specifically for the neutral, the positive, the negative. The other one's for the positive. One's for the neutral, and one is for the live. All right. So anyway, let's see which one it is. Let's see if I'm right. Let's see if I'm right. Hold on. Put it here so you can see it. No, you can't see it like that. It's glaring. The light's glaring on it. How's that? Yep. You should be able to see it right there. Yep. Huh. So this. Okay. So the big one is the big one's a neutral. Interesting. I don't know why I thought the big one was for the live. Okay. So we have a reading. We have gotta move this. Sorry, guys and gals. Okay. Yeah. All right. Hopefully you can see it from here, man. It's falling apart. I can't. Ay, ay, ay. Look at that. Look at that. Ali. How's that? Okay, you can see it there. All right. All right. So now, so we got a reading. Okay, good. Now let's switch it up. Ah. Okay, so folks, it doesn't look like the cord is a problem. Okay? So we got that out the way. All right, what's next for us then? Well, for you, for most folks, I would tell you take it to the shop. Let them figure it out. Because if it's if especially if it's a warranty, don't even go this far. If it's on a warranty, don't touch it. Just call Bissell, tell them, hey, this was happening with my machine. Take it to the shop. Right now, the shop, if it's on the warranty, the shop is not supposed to do some jerry rig type of repair. It's supposed to be able to the part that is find the part that is defective, and if this will any company for that matter have if they have the part in stock, then they'll ship the part to um, the the shop owner or whoever ordered the parts, and then they'll replace the part, right? But if it's something like this where this part is not available, they'll just have to request the entire body for you and replace this whole body. And if it's under warranty, then there's no charge for you to have this. All right. So keep that in mind. So don't mess with it if you have an issue. If it's under warranty. Okay. I hope I delivered that okay. Um, I don't. You know what? Honestly, I really don't like uh these caps here. I prefer the ones that they plug into each other. The male and female. The ones like that. I prefer those personally. They look more like these. Let me show you. I prefer these. I'm a little biased towards these. I do. Like I'll give you an example. So let's say you have one like this, where you have the two whites, right? And they're all together right now. So these two guys, they work together. They're hanging out, right? So I would put them both here. Me personally, that's my personal preference. Um, where's my thing to close this up? Give me give me a second. I've used this, but you have to be careful when using this because you might press too hard and destroy your thing. So let me just use this for now because I can't find the other wire stripper thing. So you have to kind of, apply pressure with ease. How's that? Okay. So you have that there. All right. And then this here. This is the one without the writing on it. So I can keep myself focused and pressure with ease, not too much. Now let me show you what I mean by the writing. Um, if I can manage this properly. Okay, let me show you what I'm talking about. Hopefully you can see it. Oh man, it's hard to see. Hold on. Close, close, close. All right, you see it? You can kind of see it there. Okay, so one of them have the writing, see that? And the other one doesn't. Okay, you can kind of see it. Oh my God. Here we go. You can kind of see it. All right. All right. Anyway, fine. Next up. Thanks for hanging with me. It's just, look, this is not a show where we're bashing. Maybe, I remember saying this before when I first started, because I remember my kids watching these videos where guys were throwing iPhones off the roofs, and he's like, man, they got 1 million people watching this. I was like, wow. And what are they doing? They said they're smashing iPhones. Okay. And I'm just like, really? People like seeing that? I said, yeah. So I was telling when I first started, I was telling my son, I said, maybe I should be smashing vacuums then. Get like a big sledgehammer and just start smashing every episode. People will probably watch it. So yeah, what would they learn from it? Probably nothing, but give them some distraction, entertain them a little bit. All right, so now let's check this on and off button. I can at least do that before we have to get to all this wacky stuff right here. Okay, so am I going to be able to get this out of here? Hold on, give me a second. Oh, I see what they did. You know what they did? Man. There's a lot going on here, guys. There's a lot going on with this one. All right. I'll do it from up top. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check the connection between these two ends here. All right. I'm gonna do it here. This is as far as I'm gonna go with this right now for the sake of this video. See these two ends right here? I'm going to test these two connections on both sides of the on and off button. All right. So when I hit the button, um, at first I should be able to tap it, and you're not gonna see any reaction. And then when I hit the button, the on and off button, then the number should start moving because that means it has a connection. Okay. So let's see. It might be on right now. So I don't, yeah, it's on. All right. It's off. So right now it's off. So right now nothing, no movement, right? All right. So now I'm going to put it on and it should have movement. Ooh. Oh, wait. Okay. I got movement. Okay. So the power button is fine. Okay. So the cord is okay. The power button is okay. So is there something else? Is there something else that could be causing this not to turn on? All right. Obviously, there's a possibility that because when the power comes in to these boards, they're either reduced, they're amplified, they're redirected in one way or the other. And if there's a connection, if one of these guys are not speaking to the rest of them, the power stops there. It could be flowing through all the corridors of this circuit board, and if one you're only what's this? You're only as strong as your weakest link. You ever heard that saying before? So if one of those connections are not speaking, it's not going to send the signal any further. It's going to stop right there, and that's where the problem would be. Okay, that's how you go zero base, right? So you go back to the beginning. Am I getting electricity? Yes, I am. Great. What's the next thing? Well, the power button has to turn on and say go, stop, go. Is that working? Yes, that's working. Good. Now, after the power button gets the sends the signal to go, electricity, go. Almost like what are those officers? Crosswalk officers, right? That tells everyone to stop and go. The traffic is flowing, okay? The traffic is electricity, okay? And the on and off switch, sometimes the rocker switch, the breakers, they're the ones that say, wait, give me a second, stay there, okay? And go, right? And the moment you hit the switch, the power switch, just imagine the connector went like this. And that touch means go. You got me? Like go, right? So that's what it's like. So this power button says go. And then once it left here and is going through the system, something is stopping it. All right. Now, sometimes there's a code written in that says if this, then this. Okay? If this, then this. It's like in Excel. If this, then this. Like Excel has those the spreadsheet brackets and your formula coding is like, well, if cell R5, right? If cell R5 has this, then put this in cell, L7, right? You see what I'm saying? All right. That's the idea. So sometimes it's like if it's in the upright position, if it's in the reclined position, turn it off. If you feel pressure, like the video we just showed, if you feel pressure, if it's the pressure is a certain amount of poundage, then cut off the electricity. Stuff like that. Okay. Is that a language explain it a little bit simpler? All right. So to get onto this, I would have to test the rest of these things, I would have to remove this from here. Because underneath is where everybody's connected underneath this here. All right. The pump wouldn't affect the power turning on. What may affect it also could be it could be something here. Could possibly be. I'm not sure. I have to see if there's a recline. Let me see something. Do I have enough time? Let me use 5 minutes. I'm going to go 5 minutes over. Let me use 5 minutes. Okay. Let's take this off. Let's take this off. Okay. Let's see. Let's examine this and see if there's a switch inside that. Now, if you notice, these are not going in the same direction, right? Because if I was going this way, this should go that way, but instead, this is coming this way. So they're constantly swirling towards each other. Okay, look at that. They're swirling towards each other. So one of these, you're going to have to, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but the last time I did it, I had to do the opposite way. I had to act as if I'm putting it, I'm screwing it in order to get the screw out. Let's see if it's the same. Now this is going to be regular. Okay. Let me see if I can get this guy out of here with this, or if I have to remove the whole. There's 3 screws in there. I'm hoping I don't have to remove all 3. Yeah, look like I'm gonna have to remove all 3. Damn it, it's not releasing. Okay. Now let me see if it's the same with this. Oh shit. Huh. Okay. All right. Let me try to remove these little guys here. Give me a second. I have a tiny little tiny screwdriver. Let's see if I can find. Let's see what we can do, folks. Let's use this little mini dude here. Take these guys out. Guys, are you guys serious? Are you really in that tight? You don't want to start stripping this. This look like it's not enough for this here. Let me see something. Would this work? Yeah, this works. Okay. Let's keep these guys together. These guys are friends. Let's see. Listen, whoever came by today, thanks for popping in. Yep, it's all out. Okay. Thanks for popping in. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for coming. Thanks for showing up, even if for a second. I'm appreciative of it. Thank you, folks. Okay. You know what's funny about these channels, in our market today? Some of us are we're so polarized, right? That would you take instructions from someone who you don't agree with on another matter? You know, if let's say, for example, someone found my channel and they're like, oh, he's too pro-America, right? But I'm showing you how to solve your problem with your shampoo. Would you still watch the video? I ain't listening to him. Why? Because. But he has the answer you need. I don't care. Oh my God, we let our emotions get the best of us, right? We throw rational thinking out the door, like, oh, man, screw rational thinking. Okay, this is what I feel right now. I feel right now. I don't like what he said about Brittany, you know. Okay, yeah, but there's no one else is showing you how to fix it. I don't know, I'll figure it out. That's how bad we've gotten, man. We've gotten so bad, right? We've gotten bad, man. Oh, shoot. All right, let's see. All right, here we go, folks. Let's see what's underneath this thing here. I'm not plugged in. Okay, good. All right, give me a second. I got a whole lot of loose parts hanging around here. Okay, give me a second. I just want to get all my screws in place. Okay. Could have used a magnet, but this is faster right now. Okay, let's see what we got. What's holding this whole thing together underneath here? Okay, here's what I don't see, folks. You know what? I do see it. Um, I do see it. All right, if you notice, right, there's no motor workings in here. It's only circuit board, heater, pump. This is your heater. Okay? I believe this is your heater. This should be your heater. This is your heating element right here. This is um your pump inside here. Okay? And this is your circuit board here. But your motor is actually right here. And this is what needs to turn on. Remember that sensor, right? Now, if this turned on, see this right here? If this turned on, but this didn't, I would just think there's a problem down here. But this didn't even turn on. So that's why I'm like, okay, we got to find out what's happening here. If all of this was lighting up, but this wasn't spinning, we can probably head down here and see what the problem is. But what I was checking to see if that there was a switch that was triggering this thing not to turn on, just in case. I just wanted to examine everything. Okay, let me see something. What is this? What's this box here? The box here. Okay, so your power wires, this is your neutral and is coming here. Yes, man. Now look here. Tell me if this makes sense to you. Tell me if this makes sense to you. So the power is going here. Remember I said about the crosswalk officer? This is another one. This is another officer. Okay. Because the power goes in. This is your power. This is tubing. This is water. The power goes in and hits this box. If this box wasn't needed, the power will go directly to the motor. It would just go from here to here. But it goes to here. That means something here could also interfere with electricity flow to here. Okay? But it still doesn't answer the question of why this guy didn't turn on. Okay? You see what I'm saying? Hold on, let me plug it in again. Right? See? So this guy is still not getting electricity. Oh no, wait, time out. My bad. My bad, folks. I didn't plug it back up yet. Hold on. Let me do it. Let's just in case before I hang up here. But again, we may not solve the problem on the show, but I may point you in where to look. Or maybe you have a friend that is more versed in circuit boards, and maybe they can look at your circuit board for you and find out, make sure, and eliminate the circuit board as an issue. Okay, but as far as we've gotten so far, we found out that our cord is good, our power switch is good. Okay, so those are the basics. All right, let's get these guys hooked up real quick before I sign off. Before I sign off, all right. Let's use let's use the red. That makes sense, right? All right, let's make this the female. Okay, let's make this the female. All right. Let's go here. Call my channel, guys, a slow brew. Extremely slow brew, by the way. It's been brewing slow for a long time. You guys will probably see videos on my site that goes back 4 years, maybe 5 years. So it's a slow brew. There are guys who go real viral, real fast, real long, but I have a sneaky suspicion that these videos would be around a long time. And that's really my interest, is that something like this will be available for today and tomorrow. Okay. All right, guys. The last thing I'm going to do before we sign off is to just check it. I just want to check this section one more time and see if I'm at least getting a little bit of power to the circuit up top here. Oh my gosh, come on. What happened? Oh, let me just think fast here. Give me a second, folks. This seemed to have been, the fit is wrong. So I'm just going to cut away at this right now real fast so I can just get a contact. Okay. Just want to test it. Okay, let's see. Okay, I got contact. I'm not going to leave it like this, though. Oh, shoot. You can't even see me, man. Damn. Oh, God. Okay. All right. So here we go. Let me just out the way. Okay. So let's plug it in and let's test it again. Sometimes you jog something and something just works. You don't even know how and why. Okay. So I just plugged it in. Neutral and drive is connected and then wire is connected. Okay. Let's hit the button. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. Now I didn't do nothing. I didn't fix nothing, folks. I didn't fix nothing. I didn't fix nothing yet. Oh, don't let me hang out here for 2 hours. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, so now we have some life up top here. So what does that tell us? That tells us that the power went in. Okay, the power hit the power button. The electricity then was distributed. The electricity went to this display board, his LED display board. The electricity is probably heading down here. And something is telling it, possibly, to not function because X, Y, and Z, right? So I'm interested in this box. Let's see what's in there. Let's unplug this real quick. Let me turn it off. Okay, let's go next. All right, folks. Okay. All right. Let me check. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see, man. Let me hold on. I'm not going nowhere yet. Give me a second. Give me a second, folks. Now I could be wrong, right? Yeah, of course. But I think I'm right. I think I'm right. All right. Damn, this thing is so weak. I hate when they make these things so brittle, man. Do a you do a little and then the thing breaks the moment you put a little pressure on it. Okay, look. Come on. Come on. Come on. I'm gonna try to bypass this thing, to be honest with you. Watch. No, so why you even do this for? No, there's no circuit board in here. This is just direct. Why even do that, man? There's something wrong. I get it though. If you have to change this out, it's easier to. I get it. Yeah. Okay, so what the hell then? Yeah, what's going on, folks? And and where's the pressure gauge? Where's that at? Interesting. All right. It don't look like. Is there a micro? Is there a micro switch in here? See something. Let me see something. Is there a micro switch in this thing? I'm gonna check now. I'm gonna find out. Okay, so this is what I want to do, guys. I want to check to see if the power is going from here, from let's, I would probably have to take this apart because at the end of the day, this is what you really want to do. You want to find that is the power transferring from this board, is it making its way down to here? Okay, because there's an interruption. And at this point, the name of the game is finding where the interruption is. And that's really all it is at the end of the day. Okay, is we establish no, there's no micro switch. There's no micro switch here. So there's nothing in here that tells the unit to cut off if it's in an upright position, according to the way I'm reading it. You see? Yeah, there's nothing here that says cut off. So there's no breaker, there's no micro switch. All right. Okay, we're still at it. We're still trying to figure this thing out. All right, I may have to come back later then. I may have to come back later. But we made some progress. I hope this was I hope this video helped somebody somewhat. Or at least the process. I hope it helped with the process, okay? Figuring out problem solving. problem solving stuff. Problem solving stuff. Um, okay. Jeez. What is this? Huh. Yeah, okay. All right. So, damn. Do we need another motor? I need to figure it out, guys. I need to figure it out. I gotta find out what's going on. I'm right now. I'm baffled because again, it's either here. Let me cut this open again. Damn, I'm supposed to be signing off. But you know when you're looking for something and you can't find it and it pisses you off and you keep looking and looking and looking because you can't find this thing. And this is how I feel when I'm trying to solve a problem and I'm trying to find the solution, and it's like, damn it, man, I'm so close. But sometimes you have to stop, you know? Sometimes you just got to stop. Um, and that's tough to do when you're in something and you believe that you're right there. You know, you believe that you're right there, and then you got to stop. It's like, come on, dude, we got to go, man. Oh man, give me one more second. I think I got this shit. Okay, I got the board out. Oh my God, I got the board out. I'm gonna have to do this off screen, but this is ultimately what a person would end up doing is let me see the in. Okay, the electricity goes in here. Look, see that? It goes in here. It connects with, look underneath. Go in here, right? See that? It hits this point. Underneath, though, it's connected to the power switch. Hold on. Shite. Come on, baby. We got this. I'm almost done, guys. See that? Now, see how, so just understand how it works. So it's going in here. It has an L on it. So live wire, possibly a lead. Look at the letter, the little letter L. Damn, can you even see that? See the letter L right there? Okay. And then when you turn it around, okay, now it's connected to, see that? It's connected to on and off. You see it? Wait, let me see. You see that? You see that? So it goes in here. It's soldered here, and then it's connected to your on and off switch. Now the on and off switch now, see that is here and here, here, here. Now this now is connected to something down here. See that? It's connected to this box. Okay, and this box is connected to this wiring. See this here? This burgundy wire here. And this goes to your heater. So all of these guys are sharing information and they're sharing connections, just like networking. Networking. And what you want to do is you're going to use your micrometer here, and you want to make sure that you have a constant flow of information, right? That let's say you go from I'll give you an example, from here to here, here, yeah. You have to be patient, man. You really do. There's no rush in these things. Okay, there's no rush in these things. So you have to just kind of take your time with these and kind of go through the whole thing and find someone or find a channel. And I'm gonna do the same thing because I want to be better at this. Find a channel that covers this specifically, and if you're someone who's helping someone else solve these problems, then you can do that. All right. But a lot of shops, the go-to for a lot of shops is just to replace the board. And if you don't have the board, then they request the whole body instead of going through the hours, because this takes a long time, and the value may not add up to spending 5-6 hours or whatever trying to figure this out, when you can just place an order and order the board, and then you solve the problem and keep it moving. All right. Anyway, guys, I hope that helped. Sorry I went long on this one, because I had to think my way through this. Again, when these things are normally under warranty, we normally just replace the part. We don't go into all of that. Okay, but robot vacuums, like I said, and all these things that are coming in the future rely so much on this kind of communication. So the better we get at this stuff, understanding if you're on the repair side, the better it is for everybody. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Stay positive. All right, don't forget, man. I was telling guys last week that be very mindful. This is my exit. Be mindful. Sometimes things sounds good and they feel good, and we feel like we should have a kind of a righteous, you know, fight, right? Righteous cause for some things we don't understand, you know. And by the time you get instead of leading with our logic, we lead with our emotions, and the emotions carry the logic with us. Okay, I'll give you an example, and I'm gonna leave it at that. I have a breakdown in my mind of how Adam and Eve story is, how the analogy goes. Okay, now whether you believe the story is historical fact or if it's an allegory for the creation of things and the start of things, that's fine. Either way, this analogy works because we take examples out of life all the time. We may see something and say, "Hey, son, you see what that is? You know what that's like?" And we give, we use metaphors, and we give analogies all the time. So the analogy I get from that story. So we're not debating whether it's fact or not and all the other stuff. That's besides the point, because that's not going to help me solve my problem today, whether it's real or not. What I learned from it is what helps me solve my problem today, right? So the pimp, right? The serpent. The serpent's like, "Hey, man, the guy said you can't eat of this tree." Who knows what he was talking about? But he went to Eve. Now, this is the forget about male and female chauvinist stuff. Forget about that. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about two energies here, just like those live and neutral wires in that machine. You need the two energies, right? Positive, negative, live, whatever, neutral, whatever, right? And so it went to the Eve. In my analogy, Eve is the emotion, and Adam is the logic. Okay, that's in my analogy. And so the serpent went to Eve, right? So the thought, the desire goes to your emotions first. Okay. And then if you notice what Eve did is as Eve gave it to Adam. Okay. All right. And when God came to say, "Hey, man, where's everybody? What's going on? Where you guys at?" Which you should know where everybody is, right? But anyway, that's a story. He said, "Where's everybody at?" He said, "Man, we were naked. We were hiding." He said, "Who told you were naked, man?" And he said, "Well, she gave it to me." And then Eve said, "Well, the serpent did it." Right? So everyone's passing the buck, right? But it always happens that way. You justify doing the thing you're doing based on your emotions saying, "You know what, we deserve this anyway. I mean, we deserve this. And I should get it, right? Yeah, yeah. Besides, yeah, because I've been working so hard." And so you justify it, but your emotions was selling your intellect. So the emotion sold the intellect. So the desire goes to the emotion sells the intellect. That's kind of how my analogy of the Adam and Eve part is, because it makes sense today. So when I'm making decisions, I have to be careful that I'm not trying to emotionally sell myself that this is the right thing, when all it is emotion. So when someone hit me with logic, I'm like, yeah, yeah, because now you have to fight it. Now you're like, it logically makes sense, but it doesn't feel right. No, I shouldn't be doing that. And that's what happens to us a lot. So be careful of those people who they can massage your emotions, make you feel angry, make you feel like, this, because logically a lot of stuff wouldn't make sense if you just use your mind to figure it out. Does this make sense? No. So why are you upset at it? Why are you so jazzed up? Why are you keying up people's car? What the hell are you doing? Why are you bombing people's homes? Why are you? Does that make sense? No. But why are you doing it? Someone jacked you up. Someone got you jacked up. You know, someone have you celebrating a killer or something like that. And you're like, yeah, this guy, really, 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 really. Come on, you know. And anyway, that's my. I'll leave you with that for today. Okay, a little silly, little analogy thing. Some people you can't mess with, Adam and Eve. You start doing. You can't mess with that stuff, boy. You give another take on it. They're like, that don't sound like Jesus to me. We'll talk to you guys later. Stay positive. And